Hello everyone, welcome back. So as many of you know, I recently graduated from high school. This was me just a few days ago.
Boo, you suck. What are those medals? The most constipated award? No, let me guess again. Most likely to lose a hand in wood chipper.
So right behind that tannish color wall 1 year ago was this. I was selected as a result of a competition to play a piano concerto with my school orchestra as part of our end of the year orchestra program. So of course this was a freaking hectic night for two main reasons. One, of course, I'd be playing in front of an audience of hundreds of people, many of whom I know. And two, I don't think I had ever actually played the entirety of this piece together without messing up at some point. This was legitimately the most difficult piece I've ever played on the piano, and in my months and months of practicing, I honestly can't recall a time when I played it completely through without messing up somewhere. So I did post the entire performance on YouTube, but I didn't give much warning or context about this event. So today I want to re-watch that performance and also give you guys a little bit of insight on what happened before and after, and also what I was thinking during the performance. There are some epic moments and also some not so epic moments. We'll call them moments of pure panic. So we had just finished our first piece as an orchestra, and my piano concerto was next, so I took my bass backstage and took a few seconds to breathe in, get mentally prepared. Meanwhile, on stage, my orchestra director and a few other students, I think, were setting up the piano, putting the lid up, surrounding it with microphones. The thing about piano players, as opposed to other instruments like the cello, violin, or trumpet, is that during concerts, piano players almost never play on their own instrument. I got to play on that specific piano like once or twice just as a warm-up, but other than that, I mean, this was a pretty new experience and a new instrument for me, so I was still kind of, in the adjusting phase, but then again, no professional piano players ever get much time to practice on the actual instrument that they'll be playing on, so I can't really complain. So shortly after, my orchestra director came to see me backstage and basically tell me it's time, and I said, well, I said like semi-nervously, yeah, this ought to be fun. I don't know. I was trying new mental tricks just to convince myself that this is no big deal. I'm just doing this for fun, and I guess it kind of worked, but in the back of my mind, I knew this is huge. So my orchestra director told me, all right, let's do it. I was a little shocked because I was like, wait, that's it? I just walk out and start? I'm like, oh crap, the moment's actually here, and I wasn't expecting it to, come so suddenly, but he said, yeah, go ahead whenever you're ready. So I said, screw it, man, and I took a bow. And this is exactly where the YouTube video I posted 1 year ago starts. So personally, the most difficult part, I'd say, of any musical performance or audition I do is the first few notes, just because I realize when I'm playing that, holy crap, this is it. The pressure of the moment really starts to set in. So here we go. First note. That's the one I was nervous about. So it goes A, G sharp, E. And it's that E, that second big chord that I was freaking out about. During rehearsal, I screwed that note up, that chord, up so many times. There was once when we had to stop the entire orchestra like 2 or 3 times just because I'd play like an E major in the right hand and then just a random like D major chord in the left hand. For some reason, I just couldn't make that jump, partially because it was the very beginning of the piece and, the nerves. But on concert day, oh, thank God it worked out. That would have been a really bad start if I just... Yeah, that would have been bad. So the rest of this opening went pretty well, I think. It's just me. Dramatic much, and then the orchestra comes in. This is the main theme. Now, my orchestra director actually started this a little slower than what I would have liked, so later on I try to actually kind of speed them up when I come in. So the tempo right now is 1, 2, 3, and then I try to kind of 1, 2, 3, 4. So a little faster, a little faster. And then, thank God they followed. That would have been bad if I just sped off, but yeah. This part went quite well, actually. At least to the general public. Piano professionals probably would hate me. But, because it wasn't, like, on a professional level of any kind, but yeah. This was really fun. This was so much fun. Yeah. And then we speed up. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to watch the full performance uninterrupted, feel free to click the link in the description, but this is going to be my commentary, so I'm going to skip ahead, because nothing really interesting happened in the next 2 minutes, until this one moment. So here's the melody. It's kind of building up, and now the orchestra kind of goes back into the background. Quiet, quiet. And then we start again. Now, this is the same melody, but instead of just playing it with one finger, I'm playing it with 2 different notes, 1 octave away from each other. Once again, instead of just playing the melody with single notes, I'm playing it 2 notes at a time. So instead of just simply moving my fingers around, I'm doing large jumps every time I'm switching notes. And there is one jump in specific where during this performance, I proactively thought, and I had never thought this before, holy crap, this next jump, it was from a E to a C. This is gonna be huge. How the heck do I do this jump? This was it. Bum, bum, bum. That was a huge jump to me for some reason in that moment. Not only does it have to be absolutely perfect, I can't miss a note, otherwise the whole melody is screwed, but it has to be quick. It's just E, C, E, C, E, C. So you're moving your entire hand in that short amount of space, and it's gotta be pristine. Now this part I just had fun with. Oh yeah. Octave jump, octave, 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 and then... Oh, orchestra's waiting, Big climax, and C. And then I got a bit of a break. So this break lasted for around 30 seconds, the orchestra played on their own, and this is really a musician flaw, I think, about me, because during this break, instead of focusing on the performance totally, I took a step out of my body and just started thinking about random things, one of which was a moment that happened 1 hour before the concert. My friend Susie and I were in the choir room to use their piano to warm up, and we were just there to talk, you know, have fun, and there was one moment when the piano lid was down, meaning it was closed, and Susie put her iPhone on top of the piano lid. Now, 30 seconds later or something like that, she forgot she'd put her phone on the lid, put the lid up, and the phone fell inside the piano, and we couldn't get it out. The reason this was so hilarious to me was because the only way to get it out was to tell a teacher, please can you help us, and I was just imagining Susie walking up to some janitor or some teacher and telling him, help, my phone is in your piano. I swear I was laughing about that for at least 10 minutes after it happened, and it was we still bring it up to this day, and Susie hates me for it. You guys are curious how the story ended. Susie actually had to leave her phone there overnight because there was no teachers that could actually get it out, so she had to get, I think it was the choir teacher, the next school day to get it out. So anyway, during the concert, while I was waiting for the orchestra to get to where I come in again, I thought about that moment, and it made me very happy. I don't know why you needed to know that. I guess full disclosure, this is what I was thinking about during this performance, alright? So anyway, back to the performance. This next part I'm about to play, I was, as in the colloquial term, S-wording bricks. I think that's what the kids say, I'm not sure. This is the part that was so freaking difficult, and I kept messing it up during every single warm-up I had with the orchestra, so it was truly just a, please get this over with, and this is what it was. I come in with a big solo, and now orchestra goes silent, and it's just me. And then, quiet, quiet. And then again, it's just a whole lot of in-between notes. And then this is just chaos. I'm just, please let it be over, please let it be over. I screw up there. And then it's just, oh, okay. That ended and it couldn't be over fast enough. And yeah, the rest of this wasn't too bad. Once again, more octaves. This is like 4-note octaves. And yeah, it calms down, and then we have a repetition of the theme that has been constant throughout. It's this theme. There is one part in this entire performance where I screw up, and it's actually super noticeable, at least in my opinion, and it's when I completely abandon my left hand, the left hand part, because I'm like, you know, this is too quick, I don't know, for some reason I just missed a few notes and I don't want to keep screwing up the left hand, so I'm just gonna not play with the left hand. And then the challenge with that is that when you develop enough muscle memory, you start to rely on the movements in between notes in order to locate where the next note you're going to play is. This is partially why piano players are so good at memorizing music. One, because they practice, but two, because of the muscle memory. And the problem is, if I am not playing the left hand, then how do I know where to go next if I've developed such muscle memory? If I have a set route of going from place 1 to place 2, it's a lot more difficult to get to place 2 if you abandon place 1 altogether. So I start, both hands, and then I'm like, holy crap, and I let go! I just let go! And then, by miracle, I find the chord that my left hand was supposed to play during the subsequence part of the piece. So I got super lucky there, otherwise I would have just completely abandoned the left hand, and then the panic probably would have set in, and then my melody, or the right hand, would have probably started getting a little fuzzy and inaccurate. So, I mean, that was like the save of the century on my part. Now, this part was especially cool. So the orchestra's playing, they're getting to the big climax, and as soon as they do, the solo begins. So this is it. And now orchestra stops, and I come in. Oh. And then, for those who haven't watched the performance, which I assume is most of you, I continue playing my piano solo without the orchestra for the next 4 minutes. It's just piano. And this is my favorite part of the piece, it's so cool. So naturally it's quite silent in the beginning, and this is where I panicked a little here. Very slow notes. You see what just happened there? That was really the only visual indication that I gave. The finger shaking and the kind of face twitch, although I'm not sure because I'm just kind of trained to be a robot when I play. You never ever wants to indicate to the audience that you screwed up. Just like in a conversation, if you say something that's awkward, you don't want to show that you understood how awkward that was, because then that'll just escalate the level of uncomfortability. That's not a word, that's fine. But instead, you just want to go along and pretend as if you meant to do that and you're confident in yourself. And yeah, so that note that I played disproportionately quieter than the rest of the notes. Yeah, that one right there, like, I just totally forgot what the next note would be, and I was like 50% sure that it was the right one, so I just played it quieter, just to be safe, you know, play it on the safe side. And I mean, yeah, that was really the only moments where I panicked throughout that entire 4 minutes solo that I had by myself without the orchestra. The rest of this was so cool. So it gets super quiet, and then we start with the theme again. That one. Then it gets more crescendo, crescendo, louder, louder. Ooh. Ooh. And once again, that motif. Oh. This is probably everyone's favorite part of this entire, at least the first movement of this concerto. And then it just goes ham. This one I was just praying, you know, just go along with it. Muscle memory all the way, man. There's no way I'm playing all these accurately. I'm just going through as fast as I can. Man. Yeah, and then it starts to calm down here once again. Orchestra comes back in here. Very softly, yeah. This is such a fun night, man. There we go. And I'll just play from here to the finale. It's like 30 seconds. Tempo increases a little, and then I come in. And just like the beginning. And then it just races to the end. Woo! So this is where the YouTube video ends, but I want to show you guys, I have footage of what happened directly afterwards. So I got up, the applause began, and then it wouldn't stop. Which is both good and bad, right? Good because ego, but bad because I had no idea what to do. Like, do I just stand here? So yeah, here, I get up, and I'm like, alright, thank you everyone, I appreciate it. Yeah, give a nice bow. Then I see my friends in the front row, yeah, I give two thumbs up, a bow again, yes, very proper. And then I decide, you know what, oh, I should give orchestra credit, because they obviously deserve credit, so there you go. Please clap for orchestra. Then I start kind of clapping for them. Then I start walking toward the director again, like, what do I do? And then I don't know, this kind of looked really bad, but this whole tapping my thighs with my hands thing, it kind of looked like I was impatient, which is not what I was going for. I'm like, holy crap, I like, you know, nervous jitters, I don't know what else to do, so I don't know, I'll attempt to appear casual and do that for some reason. Anyway, yeah, very kind audience. I start clapping again, like, whatever, screw it. And then, and nada, yeah. And then finally it starts to simmer down, and I get the heck off stage. As soon as I got off stage, I remember the backstage, I guess, stage crew guy said, you know, really good performance. And then really the rest of the night, after we finished our final piece, where I played the bass again, when I got to go out into the lobby and talk to all the parents, I mean, I would say at least 50 different parents or kids came up to me and just congratulated me, said it was really, really awesome. Some asked me questions, you know, how long have you played, like, what's your favorite piece? Another parents took their kid to me and said, this is my son, I forgot his name, but not the parents, I did, at least now. And they said, he'll be an incoming freshman, maybe you'll be playing with him next year, and I said, yeah, of course, yeah, we'll see. My piano teacher was there too, she complimented me, and she was also my only critic, that night, which, of course, understandably, there were so many things I could have improved, but I mean, I personally was just happy with the job I did and the fact that there were really no major mess-ups that, you know, could have stopped the entire piece. While I definitely could have done better, I was definitely satisfied with my performance. One of the best things that happened after the performance was a call from my grandparents, who were there in person but had to leave a little early, but they were there for my performance, and they were beyond enthusiastic in their call. You know, call me Maestro Chopin Alex. So I mean, I was really happy about that. Overall, super cool experience. And I mean, I really do want to thank my orchestra director for putting this together, allowing me to play, and of course my piano teacher for legitimately being the best teacher I could probably ask for. We got along really well for the years that I took lessons, and I mean, I'm beyond thankful that she's my teacher. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions for me in regards to that performance, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to respond to all of them. And yes, thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you next time.